welcome back to part 2. It's your girl again, Cat, and thank you so much for coming back. And while you're here, go ahead and like and subscribe the video before we go ahead and get things going here. I mean, why the heck not? It's free. Okay, on to job number 12. So this was Starbucks, and I worked at the Starbucks in Georgia Gwinnett College, and this is in like Lawrenceville type of area in Georgia. So I got the job, and the thing I remember is that they actually asked me what I wanted the pay to be or start out with. I said $10 an hour, and they actually gave it to me. And I was like, oh, this is lit. Okay, I'm in the double digits now, 10 buckaroonies. So I loved the job. I liked it a lot. Like, the thing about I remember the most was that the manager let us take home like all the expired food and food that was about to expire. We had to kind of sneak it out. Like, some stuff we had to throw away, but you know, a lot of stuff I got to take home. I remember I was living with my sister, and I would bring home like the sandwiches, the bakery items and stuff like that. Like, you know, just some good stuff. And that's the best thing about the job. Now, the only thing was $10 an hour, but I wasn't getting a lot of hours. I was only getting like maybe 2-3 days a week. And I was just like, I need something full-time. But because it was at a college, I mean, you have some people who actually go there who work there, so I couldn't get a full-time shift because, you know, students, and I'm sure they want to keep you on part-time because, you know, benefits and stuff. So I ended up not staying too long. I was getting to the point where I was about to start learning the drinks, but I started learning a little bit of drinks how to make, but not like that because, again, I didn't stay for too long. I stayed for like 2 months. All I really did on my shift was do like the bakery stuff. So if someone needed something heated, I would do that or take out the trash, and that was it. But I didn't really do anything in terms of making drinks like that because I just didn't get to that level. So yeah, that was Starbucks. Short time, but it was pretty cool while I was there. Okay, we're on to job number 13. So my 13th job was at Pinkberry, and it's a frozen yogurt shop if you don't know what that is. And Pinkberry was in the airport. And actually, right after I got fired from Dunkin' Donuts, I already had a job at Pinkberry that I interviewed for, got the job, and was going to start working that same week. So yeah, and it was at the airport. Now, the thing about this job was that I started living with my sister around this time. So this had to have been back in 2015. And we lived around Peachtree Corners at the time. And I freaking loved it. I had to take the train from Doraville to Airport Station, which really was a straight shot going from the start of the line to the end of the line, which was perfect. I mean, $5. The Doraville train station was like only 5 to 10 minutes away from me. I didn't have to hop on the highway. This is a pretty good job. Okay, cool. So $8.25 an hour. And the thing I liked about the job as well too is that we weren't supposed to, but we had a little tip jar at the end of the line where the cash register is. And we would be making pretty good tips. We would be making pretty good tips. Like all the flight attendants would come see us and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. I ended up quitting the job, actually. I think I only stayed like 2-3 months maximum. But I saved up a whole bunch of money in tips. Do you hear me? I saved up, I think, like at least a couple hundred in tips while I was there. So I really like that. So I ended up quitting because I was just like, yeah, it's 8:25, and I mean, like, it's late hours. I'm trying to like do something else. I'm trying to get out of food, to be quite honest. So yeah, I had to go ahead and dip. I actually still have the t-shirt and the hat that goes along with it and the name tag. I still actually have that like in my room and stuff. It's funny. Actually, let me go and get the hat real quick. Hold on, hold the phone. I still have my uniform. And guess who got the t-shirt? Hold on, let me show y'all. It's a little stained because I used it for around the house t-shirt now. But yes, ma'am. That's the Pinkberry logo. Sweet. Name tag. Pinkberry. I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of miss getting like the free ice cream and putting the toppings on it. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and say I miss the food of it. I miss the tips. 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Okay, so we're on our 14th job, and this was after I left Pinkberry. So I was like, okay, I'm done with food service. I'm done with food service now. Like, it's time, I want to do something else. Like, I tired of staying the late hours, coming home late, like, you know. So I went for Bondage Sales. Yes, Bondage. When's the last time y'all heard of Bondage? Like the international phone service thing, home phone service. Yes, that was my job. But the reason I got this was it was paying $12 an hour, which to me that was a lot at the time, especially because I didn't have to pay no bills with my sister. So yeah, so they gave us this tablet. So I was stationed at Walmart. So yes, our job was to walk around Walmart and sell Vonage phone service, home phone services to people walking around Walmart. Now, you may think because of my personality, I'm good at sales, but I'm really not. I am uncomfortable pushing people to do something they don't want to do. If you tell me no, that's the answer, no. I don't want to say, well, if you do this, and if you do that, and if you just, and if I give you, I don't want to do all that. If you want the phone service, cool. If you don't, I'm gonna walk away. So I was so timid of doing that, but it was $12 an hour. And the way my manager was saying, like, if you don't sell within a certain period of time, we'll have to let you go. So I already knew on this job, I didn't have much longer to last because, like, I was like, this walking around Walmart talking to people trying to get on the shelves is not for me. It's not for me. So actually what I ended up doing to get my first sale, because I really did kind of try. I did try, but I was just kind of nervous coming up the strangers like, hey, you want to buy some Bondage phone service international? Like, you know, having a sales pitch. Like, we all know them Dish Network people, AT&T people at Walmart be annoying. You be like, bye, I'm just trying to shop for groceries, bye. And I hated to be that person, but I was like, that was my job. So what I ended up doing was that I got a different debit card. Yes, I went so far as to get a different debit card to buy my own Vonage phone service. And you're probably saying, why did you have to get a different debit card to buy your own Vonage service? Like, why would you buy the product? Like, what? So I guess what they used to do is that to get sales, people who work there would get these little pay cards or whatever, and to say they had sales, they would just put the money on the prepaid card and just buy the phone off of that. But the company noticed that I guess employees were doing that, so they stopped that. So to buy the Vonage phone service, you had to have like a debit card, credit card, and stuff like that. So my first sale, I bought it myself. And I was like, yeah, cool. Yeah, my boss was like, yeah, you got your first sale. Yeah, okay. I was like, yeah, I bought the service myself. That's how I got my first sale, because I didn't want to get fired. This was the most money I have ever made, and I didn't want to screw this up. So I went as far as got another debit card service, because that's when banks back then, this was back in like 2015. I don't know if they still do this now, but that was when banks, they would give you usually a debit card. If you had signed up with an account with them that same day, you would get at least a temporary card that same day as well too. And even if you lost the card, they'll give you a temporary card until they order you another one and come through the mail. So that's what I did. I signed up with, I think, SunTrust or somebody to get that second sale in. But after that, I was like, yeah, this not for me, and I gotta find another job. So, of course, what'd your girl do? Ended up quitting after probably like 2 months and got another job, because, of course, my boss was gonna be down my butt talking about, what's going on? Why aren't you guys getting sales? Because, you know, what my boss would do, he would like tell us to turn on our video camera and show us walking around the store sometimes and actually talking to customers. Like, show me you talking to a customer right now about our Bondage phone service. Show us that's what you're doing. They doing too much. I got to go. So yeah, that was job number 14. Okay, so moving on to job number 15. So again, I'm done with food service. I'm on to like more customer service jobs, more just 9 to 5, whatever. So I work for Verizon Wireless, and it was the authorized retailers. Now, really the true money in cell phone services come from not the authorized retailers, which are the franchisors. It's really come from the corporate stores. They make bank on commission more than an authorized franchisor store, which was kind of at the time my dream to get on the corporate store so I could make like $50,000 in sales and stuff. So I got on with Verizon, and it was a small business person. He had just opened up a couple Verizon stores and stuff. I think I lasted probably about a month or two. First of all, he was paying low. The pay was low. I think it was $8 an hour, something like that. So, or $9 or something like that. I met some great people there though. I met some great people working at Verizon. And what ended up happening was that, so this was when the iPhone 6 Plus and stuff was coming out or just came out. He had told me to scan the boxes into the system, scan the iPhones into the system. And that's what I was doing. And the system that he was using to keep the tracking number and all that of the phones was the same system I used at Cricket. So I was familiar with it. So long story short, he ended up letting me go like toward the end or the beginning of December, because he was like, you scanned the wrong phone into the wrong thing. So pretty much what he said was that, quote unquote, I took, let's say, an iPhone 6 Plus and I scanned it in for an iPhone 6 price. That's what he said I did. And I don't understand how I got that wrong, because I was just like, your system should recognize this is the iPhone 6 Plus and match up to the price or whatever. And I was trying to explain myself, but you know, I had a great coworker at the time. She was like, don't worry about it. Like, he's a jerk, and you know, don't worry about it. You're gonna find something better than this and stuff like that. So I wasn't like going to beg for my job back and all that. Like, can I please have the job back? I was just like, no, it's fine. It is what it is. Some people are saying, oh, just ask him if it was a mistake. I was like, no, the job is gone. It's fine. But I hate it had to be around holiday time and my birthday time, but it is what it is, you know. Now, this was, I think, the longest I was out of commission for, I believe. Because, you know, from all these jobs I have, I'm used to just boom, bam, next job, boom, bam, next job. I'm moving and grooving. Like, I'm getting fired? Oh, okay, bye. I'm on to the next job. Oh, I already got another job lined up, so you're not telling me nothing. But this job, I think I was out of commission. It was early December, and I didn't get another job until like a month from now. And I was applying my butt off, because my motto back then was that, like, if I apply for like 5 jobs or whatever a day, like, someone's got to call me back. So that's how I've always had no problem getting another job, because I'm like, well, you know, someone's got to call me back for something. Even if I don't like it, I'll take it for right now, and I'll quit when another better job comes on. That's been my motto this whole gosh darn time anyway, right? Right. We're on job number 16. Job number 16. So after that, I ended up getting hired for T-Mobile. And this was in Duluth this was in Duluth. And again, with the cell phone sales, thinking, okay, the second time, because I went work for Cricket already, that was bad. Got fired from that. I got fired from Verizon. Okay, we on cell phone service number 3, T-Mobile. Okay, the third time's a charm, right? Right. So it was a cool job. The commission structure was janky. Like, it just seemed impossible. But at that time, I already knew how these authorized retailers work. The commission structure be damn near impossible to reach. So I was just like, okay, well, let's just see how it goes. And the manager who hired me actually ended up quitting and leaving and moving on somewhere else. And there was another manager who actually came from corporate T-Mobile took over that store. And that's the thing I finally discovered about sales, or how some of these sales work out. You gotta lie to the customer. You have to lie and tell them, oh yeah, you're gonna get this deal, that's not gonna affect your bill, and this and that and this and that. And I'm like, I don't wanna have to do that. I don't wanna have to like lie and finesse to get you to buy a cell phone service. Like, oh yeah, if you get this iPhone 6 Plus, this tablet, your bill only gonna be $100. You can get all that today, accessories and all that, yeah, $100. Until you get the bill, it'd be completely different. I'll have to tell you another job I've had, I'll let you guys know. I was trying to get sales or whatever and doing the best I can to get, you know, it was going pretty good for now. I think I was consistent with my numbers, at least for the most part that I thought. And I was kind of trying to leave. Like, me and the other girls were trying to get another job because of the money we're making, $9 an hour, $9.25, and we're not making any commission. Like, that's the reason why I'm here, is because of the commission. So I was kind of like, I'm ready to go at this point. Like, I'm done. So what ended up happening was that one of the owners came by the store that week. He was coming every day in the store to see what the problem was and what's going on, why y'all making no sales. So he came in one week, and you know, I had a nonchalant, non-care type of attitude. I was like, I don't care about this store. I don't care about making sales. I don't care. So I was actually, the week he came in, I actually found myself another job, and I was gonna tell him I'm going to be leaving on Friday. Friday's my last day, but he ended up telling me like, oh, this is your last day. You can go ahead and just leave. So he fired me, which was cool, because I was just like, whatever. I don't like this. I don't even know what I said, but I was just like, okay, whatever. I didn't care because I already had another job lined up. Boy, when I went on the car ride home after getting fired yet again, I wish I would have had the last word and been like, yeah, I quit this motherfucking job. Yeah, I quit. Yeah, I already found me something else. But he let me go prior to me saying that. I was pissed because I wanted to have the last word. I've been like, I don't care about your business. You think you run me? No, bye. But unfortunately, I didn't have no way of letting me go. So, and I was gonna go that week anyway. So, oh well, I met some great people there. It was fun working there. But moving on to job number 17. Can't believe, where does the time go? Job number 17. So this is actually when I got, so this is my 17th job was at McDonald's. I actually got it as a second job working at T-Mobile because I was like, I need some more money. Like, these checks are not enough. Like, I need me a second job. But I was kind of debating on it for the longest, whether I was going to get another second job or something, trying to get the perfect scenario. But I was like, well, I just need me a little overnight job. And I said McDonald's would be perfect, I thought. So I started working part-time overnight at McDonald's just to bring in an extra little $400 every 2 weeks. Don't ask me how much I was making. I don't know, probably $7, $8 an hour too. Probably 7. I said I wasn't gonna do it. I mean, but when the fresh fries come out of the grease at McDonald's, you're not human if you don't grab a fresh fry out of the grease when this shit come out fresh out of McDonald's. You're not human. Let me just tell you, it was kind of difficult working overnight once we got to the new store, because I was working at one store and went to the new store after it was built. Let me tell you, the overnight shift was the worst because people called out. What my manager used to do was that he would lock all the doors so no one would come in. And if sometimes we got swamped, we would like pretend we're not here and not take any orders because it was just too much. Like, it was overwhelming. Like, we were backed up people. We would take an order, then if someone's waiting too long, they would just drive off. So we wasted the food and stuff. And the manager's constantly complaining about, well, I gotta keep my food waste down. So yeah, I ended up like quitting that job after probably working like 2-3 months. No, it was actually at least 3 months I was working at the job. It was 3 months. Would I go back? No. 1 out of 10 McDonald's. I miss the fresh fries and maybe a fresh cookie, a nugget, but no, I would not go back. Okay, so we are on to job number 18. Boost Mobile. I was into my cell phone phase, so I got fired from Cricket, fired from T-Mobile, fired from Verizon. Now I'm on to my 4th cell phone job. My sister was like, what's going on with the cell phone jobs? Like, I think my sister was like, you need to let that go. You need to let that dream go. Like, what's going on? You keep getting these little cell phone jobs. Like, damn. Where's that Boost Mobile? And this was the Boost Mobile on Candler Road too. I actually managed my own store. Like, I didn't have any employees. I didn't have anybody who worked with me. Probably like one guy for a couple days or something, but that was it. So I managed my own store and I was still working. And okay, so I left T-Mobile and came to Boost Mobile. That's what happened. And I was still working overnight at McDonald's too. So I think I worked there for about 2-3 months. Yep, I sure did. So what ended up happening was that for whatever reason, I wasn't setting an alarm to wake up in the morning. So I would just wake up naturally and get ready for work. And this is in Candler Road, so this was like 30 minutes away from where I stayed. I didn't wake up on time for once, and I was rushing to the store. I was like, oh my gosh, like my manager's calling me like, what's going on? You have to open up the store. Like, you're not there. You're the only one. So I'm like, dang. So I ended up showing up. I told them I ended up sleeping up late. I'm sorry, whatever have you. Boom. Okay. So actually the second day I actually did the same thing. I showed up late, and then the supervisor who was I guess one of the supervisors or whatever, and she ended up being my last supervisor at T-Mobile, and she came to Boost Mobile as well too, but she wasn't like at the store level supervisor. She was like above this, I don't know. So she ended up coming to the store and pretty much telling me like, yeah, I already pretty much knew I was fired. I don't even know why I showed up, because I'm like, yeah, you're probably gonna fire me anyway. So I'd probably just be like, hey, I quit. But, you know, gave me my last effort. But she was like, yeah, you gotta go. You opened up the store late, you know, it's the second time, so you gotta go. So, which was fine, because I was like, whatever, you know. I'm just tired. I'm tired of working these cell phone jobs anyway. Now we're on to my 19th job. 19th job. 19. So my 19th job was at it didn't take me no time to find another job, no time, because I was still working overnight at McDonald's, and I still had a little check coming in, so that wasn't too bad. And again, I was staying with my sister, so I wasn't paying no bills, barely. And it was at Alorica, because I was like, I need to try to probably find a call center job, like something like more just 9 to 5, like no sales, no nothing like that, just straight doing my job. I think the pay was $10 an hour. And this is when I kind of didn't mind working late hours, but the hours at Alorica was from 1 p.m. to 12 midnight. And again, all I did was work my jobs and try to stack my money up. So I didn't really care about like, oh well, I just really didn't care about working late, because I was just like all about my money. I had no life. I was just like, I'm just working my jobs. And I actually worked on Verizon accounts at Alorica. That's how I know how shicey the phone store is, because people be lying. Like I told y'all, people be lying and stuff like, oh yeah, you'll get this, and then get the bill. Well, the sales associate told me, they said I was gonna get this deal. I didn't have to pay for this. I'd be like, no ma'am, that's not how it works. And I didn't, eventually I didn't like the call center, because this call center particularly, because everything was based off surveys, surveys and stuff. They did have a good commission structure, don't get me wrong. They had a really good commission structure. Not how many phones you can sell, but just like if you meet these certain stats. And from call centers, from what I learned, is that you gotta finesse and lie. I was trying to do the goody two-shoe thing, and why ain't nobody put me up on game? You gotta kind of lie and finesse the phone center, because the company makes it hard for you to really tell the truth and help the customer, because if I don't give the customer what they want or finesse and lie, then they're gonna rate me down the survey. I'm just like, you know, that they really were big on those at Alorica at the time. was tired of working late and stuff. The pay was just too low for me. I was just like, I need more money. Like, I don't want to keep working 2 jobs at McDonald's and Alorica. Like, I'm getting a little older, so I'm kind of like, I'm still like young, like 21, 22, but still, like, I just want more and better. And then I'm like, I want my own apartment too. Like, I want my own apartment. Like, no, that's not it. I just need one good job. Like, so, but the good thing about Alorica was that I actually entered into a raffle and I won a PS4 there. And that PS4 sat in my closet for years because I did not play games. I was not a big TV person. So I think when my nephew's original PS4 went bad, I just gave him my PS4. That was the best thing I did at Alorica. I met some great people and everything. I had a great manager at the time and stuff, but it was just time for me to move on. So yeah, Alorica was good for the time being. So going to job number 20, my 20th job. Job number 20. So I was gonna work at Egg Harbor Cafe, and I quit McDonald's. Okay, let's go back a little bit. I quit McDonald's overnight because Alorica was offering overtime a little bit. So I was trying to I was like, okay, well, I don't have to work 2 jobs. I could just get a little overtime, but it just wasn't enough still. Because once you get a bad survey, oh, you can't work overtime. So Egg Harbor Cafe became my second job. And it's a breakfast place if you don't know. And the shift was amazing. It was early in the morning, so I worked only weekends. So I was working like maybe from 6 or 7 o'clock and they closed at 3, so I was only working from maybe 6 or 7 o'clock to 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. And I was the hostess, so I didn't have to do all that server cleanup back there and wash all the tables and do all that. I just broke down the coffee station in the front, and that was it. That was it. So I enjoyed working there. The atmosphere was nice. But let me tell you, I thought what was strange. They were cool and all, they appreciated me and everything. But let me tell you, I've never met 2 people that were so happy about their jobs. It was so strange to me. I was like, they were just super happy all the time. Now, I'm a happy person, don't get me wrong, but they were always like, hey, Catherine, what's going on? And then like the owner would come by and say, I would just be setting up the coffee. Hey, you're doing a great job. How are you doing today? And I'll just be like, yeah, I'm doing well. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, y'all are always happy and excited about y'all damn job. Like, I mean, is y'all getting paid like $1 million to work here? But they were just happy. And I was just like, I just never came across someone in the food service industry who were so happy and excited about their jobs and genuinely loved it. I'm like, what is going on? It was just weird to me. But they appreciated me, they loved me. Now about this job. I got this job to help me get a second car because my first car, I didn't have it for about close to 3 years now at this point. And I was like, I'm tired of it. I'm ready to get another upgrade, like another cash car. Because I know eventually this is not gonna last forever. That's why I had the job at Harbor Cafe. And I wanted to move up to server because, you know, the restaurant was always busy on the weekends and the same customers would come in. They were always crowded, booked and busy. So I was like, I want to move up to a server. So a manager you had to pass a test to be a server and take all these questionnaires. But because I only worked on weekends, it was probably taking me a little longer. So I passed the test and all this other stuff. But then she had told me was that, oh, well, she had told me some excuse of why I couldn't be a server because I only work on weekends. But this other dude who was younger than me, he got to be a server like extra quickly. So I'm like, what's going on here? They were telling me some bullshit excuse and I wasn't feeling it. And I was just like, y'all really played me. I just didn't show up for my shift the next time. I was just like, I didn't show up. I was just like, yeah, I'm done. They called me, of course. I didn't answer. The weekend before I quit, I actually got my second car. So at this point, they were playing me. I said, you know what, God? This is a sign to just let the job go. Because it served its purpose. I needed it to get an extra car. I got the extra car, or my second car. I'm done. I said, bye. Second job to where I was working at the job I have now back in 2018, 2019 was Carrabba's. Carrabba's was the best second job ever. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Now, the servers always complain about making no money, this and this and this, so and so no do their job. But again, I was just the to-go person, and that was cool enough for me. I was a to-go person, and I loved that. It was the one in Dunwoody I ended up working at, but they actually ended up closing like back in 2020, I guess because of Corona. And it makes sense because, now I don't get it, but it makes sense because the owners were always complaining about, or the managers, we're not making no money, we're not making no money. But I was like, y'all seem to have good business to me. Like, what's going on? What y'all mean I ain't making no money? But I guess that proved it. That said everything. That Corona wiped them out. They ain't there no more. And I actually got hired the week of my birthday because this is the time I really wanted to push myself, getting an apartment for myself and moving out of my sister's place. So I still needed a second job to stack up for that. I got hired I got hired the week of my birthday. I actually got an interview, didn't show up, but then my friend was like, you need to go ahead and go get the job and go there. Because I was just tired of working a second job. I'm like, I done worked at McDonald's overnight, Egg Harbor Cafe, now another second job at Carrabba's, but I ended up taking. The only thing I didn't like about Carrabba's was that I had to deliver to people. I really just wanted the job. I just wanted to stay put there, but it ended up being good. Let me tell you, the tips were amazing just for a to-go host part-time. I at least made $500 in tips every month working at Carrabba's. And from, you know, of course, the job itself paying, I made about at least a band a month. So that was pretty good income. And it wasn't far from my main job I had, so it was just pretty easy to get to and everything. So that's what I really appreciated. And what I would do every time was that every time I went to Carrabba's, I would go grab the fresh loaf of bread. Oh, that was my thing. Grabbing the fresh loaf of bread, asking one of the cooks, let me get a thing of butter. And because I didn't like that olive oil and the herbs thing. I really didn't like that. I was like, just give me the bread and the butter. Oh. And let me tell you, restaurant butter is different than store butter. Restaurant butter got like more saltiness to it. It's just something about it. Just like McDonald's mayonnaise got something different than the one at the store. It do. So I worked at Carrabba's for like, I actually started Carrabba's back in late 2017 in December, and worked there for like a full year and a half. Yeah, I worked there for a full year and a half. That was my longest part-time job I've had. The managers were amazing. They gave me the hours I needed and wanted, were flexible. It was a pretty simple, easy job. It wasn't too much. They weren't stressing me out. And I wasn't a server, so again, the to-go person I was easy. So that is the second job I missed. I mean, can I tell you about the discounts? Can I tell you about the discounts? Would I go back if I needed a second job? 10 out of 10, I would go back. I would go back to Carrabba's. I love Carrabba's. But yes, guys, that is all the 22 jobs I've had in my lifetime so far. Well, not so far. This job I'm at is my last job, for sure. I will not be going anywhere else at this point. But yes, I've had over 20 jobs before. I've gotten fired, quit, but to me, I just think that speaks to, and someone had mentioned this on TikTok before, how you have to kind of don't stay at your job too long. You have to keep looking for other jobs. And I do believe that's correct, because essentially that's exactly what I was doing. I was job hopping, trying to go to the next best job, because I already knew that the job I was at now, it was going to be little to a chance in hell in me getting a pay upgrade to any significance. So just go to the next best thing. And I think that's amazing. Like, say 2 years, if you were of course at a corporate job and starting out making decent money, you're probably like, okay, well, even corporate jobs be on the boo-boo in terms of pay raise. So you go to another completely different job and get that pay raise you want. And I think that's so freaking true. That is, you just can't stay at a company for 30 years anymore like the baby boomers and just be taken care of. It's not like that anymore, unfortunately. These companies don't take care of you. That's why I was hopping around, quitting, getting fired, whatever have you, because I was just like, yeah, I gotta go to the next best thing, boo. I gotta get my money. Like, you know, I gotta, you know, support myself, or try to support myself as best as possible at that time. But yes, I know my sister, she definitely supported me throughout that time and stuff like that, going through job to job to job. She was like looking like the same thing like my mom. What happened? What happened to this job? What happened? I don't want to talk about it. Look, I got another job. I got another job. Whatever. It's okay. Bye. Bye. But thank you so much for listening to my story. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions about what I just said, please let me know in the comments. Please let me know if you have gone through the same thing before. I would love to hear it in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It's free. Thank you so much again, guys. It's your girl, Cat, signing out. Bye.